It's something many of us don't see coming. When we think of aging, especially the final stages of life, we often imagine a sudden turn of events, a swift decline that happens overnight. But the truth is much more subtle. The body doesn't typically shut down all at once. Instead, it whispers its intentions through small but persistent changes. And unless we know what to look for, those signs can slip past us unnoticed, until it's too late to truly prepare. Most families, in retrospect, can point to signs they now realize were red flags, hints that their loved one's time was drawing near. The problem is that in the moment these signs feel minor, even dismissible. But they aren't. They're signals, gentle ones, that the body is transitioning into its final chapter. In this video, we want to help you recognize those early signs. We're going to talk about 5 key indicators that often emerge up to a year before the end of life. Some of them might be things you've already observed but didn't think much of. Others may be entirely new to you. But all of them matter. Understanding these signs isn't about fear, it's about clarity. It's about emotional and practical preparation. When you recognize what's happening, you can provide more compassionate care, treasure the time you have left, and ensure your loved one's final months are filled with dignity, love, and peace. So let's begin. One of the earliest and most commonly overlooked signs of approaching end of life is noticeable: unintentional weight loss. This isn't just a few pounds here or there. It's a steady, visible loss of body mass that becomes more apparent over time. Belts need tightening, clothes start hanging loose, and you might notice that your loved one is eating less or showing less enthusiasm for meals. Many people chalk this up to just getting older. After all, don't most people eat less as they age? But there's a deeper story behind the diminishing appetite. As the body ages, especially in the final phase of life, it becomes less efficient at processing and absorbing nutrients. Muscle mass declines more rapidly. Protein synthesis slows. The body may no longer be able to break down and use food as it once did, leading to muscle wasting and overall weakness. This kind of weight loss is often linked to multiple underlying factors. Physiological changes in the digestive system, a fading sense of taste and smell that makes food less appealing, a diminished hunger response from the brain. Even psychological elements like depression or cognitive decline can reduce the motivation to eat. And underlying chronic illnesses, such as cancer, heart failure, or kidney disease, can accelerate the decline. Families often try to fight this trend. They offer favorite dishes. They bring protein shakes and comfort meals. They encourage snacks, smaller portions, and nutrient-dense foods. And while these efforts are well-intentioned, they often fail to reverse the weight loss. Because the body isn't just hungry, it's preparing. This is a crucial moment to shift from fixing to supporting. Instead of forcing food, focus on comfort. Offer foods that are easy to chew and digest. Prioritize hydration. And most importantly, recognize that this change is not laziness, stubbornness, or forgetfulness. It's biology, and it's speaking to you. Listen to what it's saying. Another unmistakable change in the final stages of life is a kind of exhaustion that goes far beyond regular tiredness. We're talking about deep, ongoing fatigue, an overwhelming sense of weariness that doesn't improve with rest. It's not about having a lazy day. It's about feeling drained even after sleeping all night. Even simple, previously effortless tasks become challenging. Getting dressed, walking to the bathroom, holding a conversation. These things can begin to feel like climbing a mountain. This decline isn't just age-related, it's functional. As the body winds down, it starts conserving energy. The heart doesn't pump as strongly. Circulation weakens. Muscles are no longer supplied with the oxygen and fuel they need. Even the brain, now running at reduced capacity, becomes sluggish. It's common for people in this stage to begin sleeping more, sometimes most of the day. They might take long naps and still feel tired. They may appear disengaged or drowsy, even in the middle of conversations. This isn't a lack of interest. It's their body choosing rest over activity. It's survival mode. Emotionally, this fatigue can be devastating. People who have always been independent and active may feel embarrassed or frustrated. They may begin withdrawing, not because they don't want to participate in life, but because they simply can't. Families sometimes misread this. They might think their loved one just needs encouragement, that they're giving up. But the reality is, the energy just isn't there. Instead of pushing, the best approach is to accept the limits, offer support, and adapt routines so your loved one can experience comfort without pressure. This is the time to simplify, to let go of expectations and create an environment of peace. As the body declines, so too does the mind. One of the most distressing changes for families is watching a loved one begin to experience cognitive confusion or withdrawal from everyday life. Someone who was once sharp and articulate may now struggle to follow conversations, forget important dates, or seem unsure of where they are. They may repeat themselves. They may forget your name. These aren't minor memory slips. They're deeper disruptions caused by a brain that's no longer receiving the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function properly. This decline can be gradual, starting with confusion in the evenings, a phenomenon known as sundowning, and progressing to full disorientation over time. In many cases, these episodes come and go, lucid moments followed by fog, connection followed by distance. Emotional withdrawal often accompanies this. People in this phase of life may stop engaging in conversations. They may sit quietly for hours. They may no longer show interest in activities or even family events. It's not that they don't care, it's that they're mentally stepping back, retreating inward as their mind begins to fade. You might notice mood swings, irritability, or a flat emotional response. They may seem indifferent to things they once loved. This isn't a lack of love, it's a change in brain function. For families, it can feel like the person is slipping away before they're actually gone. What helps? Meeting them where they are. Speak gently. Reassure them even if they don't always respond. Your presence, your calm voice, your touch, these things still matter even if they can't say so. It's okay to grieve these moments as they happen. But also know, love doesn't require words to be felt. As the immune system begins to fail, you may notice a new pattern. Your loved one gets sick more often and takes longer to recover. Minor colds linger. Small cuts take weeks to heal. UTIs, respiratory infections, and skin issues become common. These aren't random occurrences. They're signals of a body that can no longer defend itself. What's more troubling is that infections may no longer present the way we expect. Fever might be absent. Instead, you may notice increased confusion, extreme fatigue, or loss of appetite. These are often the only clues that something deeper is happening. For elderly individuals, these signs should be taken seriously. Even with treatment, recovery may be slow or incomplete. Antibiotics that once worked quickly may not be as effective. The body is no longer responding in the same way. At some point, the focus needs to shift, not from cure to neglect, but from cure to comfort. It becomes less about extending life at all costs, and more about preserving comfort and dignity. Keep wounds clean. Keep the skin moisturized. Help with hygiene. These small acts of care mean the world when the body is fragile and vulnerable. One of the clearest signals that the body is nearing the end is a change in how your loved one breathes. You may begin to hear pauses between breaths, shallow or labored inhaling, or a pattern known as Cheney-Stokes respiration, alternating periods of rapid breathing and long gaps. This kind of breathing is often a sign that the brain's respiratory center is slowing down. The body no longer regulates breath the way it once did. Circulation changes also appear. Hands and feet may become cold. The skin may look pale, bluish, or mottled. Blood is being redirected to the core of the body, to the heart, the lungs, the brain, as the body shuts down peripheral systems. This isn't just cold skin. It's a visible indicator that the body is pulling inward. There may also be shortness of breath, even while sitting. A persistent cough, the need to sleep propped up instead of lying flat. All of this is the body adapting, shifting toward preservation. And in these moments, your role becomes one of comforter. You can't reverse these symptoms, but you can ease them. Keep the room cool and quiet. Offer small sips of water. Use pillows for support. Sometimes oxygen therapy or medication may help. But the most powerful comfort is your calm presence. Watching a loved one decline is one of the hardest experiences we face. It's natural to want to hold on, to fight the signs, to push for one more meal, one more treatment, one more miracle. But there comes a time when the kindest, bravest thing we can do is accept what's happening and walk beside them with love, not fear. These 5 signs: weight loss, fatigue, cognitive decline, frequent infections, and changes in breathing aren't just symptoms, they're signals. And when you recognize them early, you gain the power to respond with compassion instead of confusion, presence instead of panic. This is a time to create memories, to share stories, to say things you've always wanted to say, to be still with them, to let them know they are not alone. If you're noticing these signs in someone you love, take heart. You are not alone in this. Many have walked this road before, and though it's not easy, it is filled with opportunities for deep love, healing conversations, and quiet peace. If this video has helped you, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today or how you plan to support your loved one moving forward. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed. Your support allows us to keep creating meaningful content for families just like yours. Thank you for watching. We're with you on this journey.